Today is 986 data computation lessons to learn. I'm learning always to support your dreams. Your goals allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about disrespect. But today I speak about disrespect that is unintentional. Unintentional disrespect. I think that a lot of times people understand that disrespect is a very bad thing. But I think that not everyone is looking, okay, what really creates disrespect? Because if we are not aware what disrespect is and where it's coming from, of course there's major things of disrespect. So I will not share major things today. I'll focus on minor things. Sometimes people are really not aware of it. And I think that we need to sometimes catch ourselves and be aware that sometimes the things that we do are really disrespectful in regarding other person. And maybe tomorrow I will speak about major things in disrespect, but today, like just minor things that every single person needs to be aware that might be they doing, even though it is unintentional. You're able to disrespect unintentionally. So that means that you might be that you don't have relations because unintentionally you're disrespecting people. And of course, people don't want to be around people that are disrespecting them. So number one is interrupting conversation. It's very disrespectful. So if you're one person that goes, oh, I'm interrupting you a lot. So maybe it's a time to learn how to not interrupt, not to share about yourself, not to really interrupt for your own reason to share how smart you are. It might be different reasons why you want to interrupt. Maybe you want to share your opinions, maybe you want to be smart, maybe, I don't know. But every single person needs to learn how to stop interrupting. I'm guilty of that as well. I'm not any different. I was very big in interrupting people. I learned that is not good. It's not good to interrupt. The only thing that you're able to do is interject and really ask questions about what they said about them, rather than, because interruption is like when you interrupt and speak about yourself. But if you interject and you ask about them, of course, that's not interruption. So of course, there's a massive distinction. But interruption is something that we need to work on just to make sure that we're able to really listen. So number two is not listening actively. So it could be that we're not present. We theoretically listening and putting our phones and yeah, I'm listening. Just tell me, speak. And that shows massive disrespect. I could never speak with a person who really plays with the phone in their hand. Now, in the past, did I do that? Yes. But I didn't respect myself enough to really walk away because that is massive disrespect. Massive disrespect. Doing two things at the same time. You're not able to do two things at a time. That means if you're playing with the phone and listening at the same time, that means you listening once in a while and sometimes you play with the phone. And show that phone is much more important than a conversation. So that means if you actually, a person is very, very in a rush and actually there's a problem to deal with. So give the time to really work on it on the phone. Say sorry that I'm so sorry. I need to have 5-10 minutes to deal with the problems, and I will be back in the conversation. I will be fully present because otherwise it's a massive disrespect. Number three is making assumptions. Assumptions is one disrespect as well. That means that you assuming things about someone's abilities, about strengths, weaknesses, and stereotypes. Because I think that it's very disrespectful to believe that you are much better understanding what other person is. Now, of course, you can potentially have ideas, opinions, but you're not supposed to be that saying that, oh, you do you, this is how you are. No. If I don't want to be this way and I'm working to become someone else, why I need someone who will remind me how I used to be in the past? That is very disrespectful to have assumptions about your abilities, about who you are, how you are. Because sometimes it's okay to really ask how do you see yourself, but not to assume who you are, and it's very disrespectful. Number four is use inappropriate language or jokes. It could be that casual remarks, jokes, it seems it's minor, but it could be it could be disrespectful, especially in sensitive topics, and it could be very, very offensive. But when you really make jokes constantly and maybe in the same topic, at some point it could start hurt. And that's why I said that it's very disrespectful to make constant jokes. Because the best jokes are when you are self-directed. When you're joking about others, but at other expense. Of course, that is sometimes a big disrespect. And it's very no. Number five is ignoring personal boundaries. For some reason, people don't believe this boundary something is a big thing. I truly believe that is a massive disrespect. That means when you hear someone say, this is my boundaries, this is how I will love to be treated, and the other person is not able to listen, that is a massive disrespect. That means that your standards doesn't matter. That's basically what people say, that your boundaries, your standards, your way of thinking doesn't matter. My way of thinking matters, but you're not. So I think that it's massive disrespect when someone is not able to really look into someone and respect someone else's boundaries. Number 6 is failing to acknowledge contribution. That's a disrespect as well. That means that overlooking that and saying that and not saying that I appreciate your support, I appreciate your giving, or whatever it is, because that means that you undervalue some other person's contribution and disrespect that other person. I think that this is disrespect to really not acknowledge how much effort or how much do they add it. It doesn't matter how much. It could be that like there's 100 pieces of some kind of problem that was fixed, and someone fixed it 5%, some other 1%, some other 20%, some other person 60%. So we don't acknowledge that person who just did 60%. We acknowledge every single person, even that one who just gave just 1%, 1%. But he's supposed to get acknowledged. If he not, that means that, of course, in my eyes, is disrespect. Number 7 is cultural insensitivity. That means that it might be that in one culture, one is okay, in other cultures, other thing is okay. And not accepting other cultures' views, how they do things. The most important, like, is if morally is right. If it's morally right, that's totally fine. How they do it is supposed to accept and allow them to live the way how they live and live for 100 years, if it still is okay. So I think that is disrespect, not accept other culture way of doing things. That's very, very important. Number 8 is being dismissive. That's a big thing. I think that is one of the most common unintentional disrespect, is that sometimes we are trivializing. That means that all the big things that for one person is a big thing, for other person they see as a trivial thing. But it's a very small thing, insignificant thing. And I think that disrespect, because they always show like my way of thinking is much more important. So like if it's big thing for you, it's just for you. But actually this is a small thing. No, like we're not supposed to say how we're supposed to feel about certain things. And if we feel a lot for certain, but because of different reasons, that means this is our way of thinking, our way of feeling. And it's not trivial. It's meaningful. It's important. So that means trivializing is very disrespectful, highly disrespectful. Number 9 is invasion of privacy. That means that it might be that you asking too much about personal information, or maybe you are sharing someone else's personal information, someone else, without really asking if you're supposed to do that, because that's disrespect. That means that I don't care about your opinion. I don't care if you want it or not. I will share because I feel that this is the way to do it. And we need to understand that someone's information is private. And if you share about somebody, you need to first ask for permission to do so. Otherwise, you don't value that relation enough to not disrespect it. Number 10 is body language. Body language. I think this is, again, one of the most common things that people disrespect each other. That means eye rolling, face, lips, the tonality that we use. Because I didn't say anything. Yeah, you didn't say it with words, but you said so much with your body language. How you put your hands, how you put your eyes, where you put your lips, like everything. Body language shows much more. Everyone understands that body language shows much more than words could potentially say sometimes. And even though that you don't say anything with words, you say much more with your body language. And we need to be very careful, because we really could disrespect other people just the way how we move. Number 11 is overgeneralizing. Overgeneralizing. That means that we can really make broad statements about the person, really put that person in some kind of group and say that all you like this, all you like this. What do you mean all? Every single rule has exceptions. And why did you put that person in that group? Why did you generalize? I think that we need to be very, very careful generalizing. And of course, it's very easy to generalize. It saves time because you don't need to really reflect, because a lot of times everything is complex. It's very easy to generalize. Only like the wise people are able to really make that generalization and break it up and understand, okay, which parts could be similar and which parts will be different. But overgeneralization is one of the disrespect as well, because that means that you really lack of understanding and you're not willing to understand. That's why overgeneralization is disrespectful, because you're not willing to understand. The last one is number 12 is imposing beliefs, imposing values, imposing your views and opinions on other person. It's a massive disrespect, massive, one of the biggest disrespect as well, because your perspective matters more than someone else. So that means you think that you are better than someone else. Because if you want to impose your views, your beliefs, your values, that means your values are much better than someone else. I think that we need to understand that everyone is equal. Everyone is equal. Now, you're able to discuss and influence your views. So you're able to really share the way how you believe and share why you believe that way, but you're not supposed to try and convert other people in your opinion. I truly believe that that is showing how you live and why you live this way, and showing your beliefs, showing your values, and living those values, living those beliefs, living those views and opinions. That is the best way to really change someone's mind, not trying to impose other beliefs, because that's a massive disrespect, because you are feeling superior in front of other person, and that's a massive disrespect. Massive disrespect. So I think that when I think about disrespect, as well, we always said that there's a book, beautiful book, Love or Respect, that it says that woman wants love and man loves respect. And of course, every single person wants to be respected. And I think that we need to understand that even though there is some big things that we're able to do to respect person, disrespect person, there are some small things that we could disrespect someone unintentionally. So I hope that you reflect as well. How do you act according yourself, and how do you see yourself acting with others? Maybe you will find that you are trying to do, or maybe you're doing things that I mentioned, and you will be able to adjust your behaviors that you do not disrespect other people unintentionally. Because I was doing that, I made a lot of mistakes, I needed to overcome those, and I became much better. I'm not perfect, I will never be, but I'm getting better. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.